How's it going again, everyone? Got technical difficulty shutting us down here, of course, right? Lost internet there for a minute. At least we didn't lose our treasure chest or our loot. Still slowly wanking our way through the chest. So how's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, but I lost my internet there for a minute. So I just want to say, Little Bo Peach, I am super sorry for that. Thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I really hope that you end up popping back into the stream in the future, because I was literally mid-sentence there. I think Ekers was letting you know, like, yes, we have a Discord and everything like that. But no, I'm really, really sorry about that. Like, I was literally mid-sentence when the internet went out there, which, I mean, I apologize for. And thank you again for the follow. I hope that you tune in the future, because we have lots of fun adventures here in Ultima Online Renaissance. It's a really neat server too. One of the things I wanted to talk about was I like this server because it's a very good period piece. A lot of my friends and I are coming back after years of being away from Ultima Online, either sporadically playing throughout the years since we, quit years ago, around this time anyways. So it's really neat to come back to this and get to actually see a lot of the content that we would have missed, because like we were talking about, we were either too young to get to the content, couldn't level up characters because of grinding, stuff like that, right? So for a lot of us, it's old content, but it's new to us, right? I was fortunate enough a couple of years ago to play on a player-run server called Angel Island. As far as I know, I don't think it exists anymore. It was a great server, run by Adam Ant, which was a really good role player, who I actually at the time respected enough and everything to actually switch servers for on Aussie, just so I could play with him and his guild, which was Gull at the time, Guardians of the Undead Lords. But I was fortunate enough to play on that server, so I got to see a little bit of the champ content and stuff like that I had missed when I was a kid. But for most of the people that I've been joining back with, most of them missed that content and haven't run champs before. So a lot of that is new for them. So it is really neat to now go back and see a lot of that content and see some of the custom content that this server has too. There is a little bit of custom content. For the most part, it is like a true to Renaissance timepiece server. But the best way to describe it is it's like as if Richard Garrett never developed or maybe I forget, did he develop Tremel? Anyways, it's as if Ultima Online never went the Tremel path, but instead of making Tremel, they just made better developments in Felucia to bring more people in. There's some really good pirate development that's been done. They're bringing in some really good faction patches with the next couple of updates from what we've been hearing and stuff like that, which is super cool. And the development team for UOR is really on point, it seems like. From the short time I've been here, there's been some cool releases. They've been working very hard on the faction system, which obviously brings in probably the most amount of people, right? Everyone wants factions. And this, again, is a true to time piece, right, for factions. So you actually get sigils you have to steal and control. You're going to have actual bases you can control. It's super awesome. Oh, Peach! Oh, it's super awesome. No, I'm super awesome. It's super awesome that you're back. because I apologize for that. I seem to have like some sort of a technical difficulty there, where my internet just shat out on me there, like mid-sentence there. I was a little ticked off about that, but at least you made it back in. Yeah, I have a lot of weird technical difficulties out here in the stream shed, unfortunately. But I am back. I wanted to make sure I also said thank you for the follow as well, and for, you know, joining the community here. It should be a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun adventures that we go on. And like I was saying, recently it's been a lot of Ultima Online content. I've been really, really enjoying this game again. This has definitely been my go-to game in the last little while. Oh, thanks! Those are pretty sweet, eh? And if I'm not mistaken, too, you can also play around with the avatar that represents you, so you can choose different avatars. And I believe right now it's like you don't have to invest any of the point, like any of the potions in it or anything like that. You can just switch up your avatar for free, which is pretty fun to play around with. There's some neat ones. I have to go back through and download more of them, though. I don't think I downloaded all of the different packs. Like, for an example, I think for the Pokemon, I want to say I only have, like, the original Pokemon. I don't have any of the newer released ones, and I think a couple of people have asked about those ones. But yeah, the stream avatars was really neat. You can pick it up on Steam. It's relatively cheap. I think I picked it up on sale for like $5 or something like that when it went on sale one time. Keep getting all these island maps. Keep getting all these island maps. Oh, so, by the way, too. Oh, I made them originally for my buddy. Custom ones with the UO characters. No way. No way. That's pretty impressive, Peach. Because from what I've heard too, correct me if I'm wrong, but to make one of the custom avatars, apparently it's very tricky because you have to essentially create them in all the different positions. But I've heard that it's very tricky because also too, I guess you have to put in like physical parameters for them too, because the avatars, from what I'm understanding, will actually interact with one another. Like you can get them to fight, so if they're in certain range of another avatar, they'll punch another avatar, which again, you have to have like physical parameters on the avatar to know where the avatar ends and begins, right? To know proximity and stuff, but that's super, super neat. Yeah, the frame animations and stuff like that. That's really cool, Peach. That's really cool. Oh, I'm super jealous about that, because even what I've been trying to do recently is I want to work on like maybe some emotes or something like that for in my Discord, so we have like different like Ultima Online like emotes. Like I'd really like to do for one like the little dragon. There's also like the pile of gold. Obviously, I'd like to do like the treasure chest, different things like that. I think would be really cool to have in the Discord. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Ekers was telling you about that we have a Discord that we're always chit-chatting about Ultima Online in. In a lot of cases, like I was saying, I've played like Ultima Online sporadically, like virtually, like since pre-release. So I've been fortunate enough to see most of the content throughout the years, doing champ spawns, stuff like that, hardware content, you know, endgame content and everything. But for a lot of the other people that I've been playing with, a lot of them pretty much quit around the same time I quit like the Aussie servers, and then they haven't played since then. So this is all like new old content for them, right? So it's kind of neat that way. What do we got? 61 here. Okay. Let's pop off on 61. Oh, I think that's... No, it's just a random spawn. I was going to say, someone keeps leaving their spawn out on all these maps, but it's just a random rat man. So as I was saying, when I'm doing treasure hunting, a lot of the times I'll throw down a ruin just to, like, mark where the spot should be, because I'm going to, like, run off for a second here, hide again for a second, and then I like to, like, summon a demon here real quick. So then I've just got a little bit of muscle for these chests. Level 1, I wouldn't even worry about a demon. But on a level 2 chest, I'll usually at least summon a demon. And like I was saying earlier, like I can solo up to like pretty much level 3s with this character. Jeff, what's up, Pine? How's it going, man? Okay, is it UO Fiddler? Okay, because I remember a program I used to use, and like I'm not sure of your age, Peach, but I am like I referenced, I am pre-UO, right? So I'm old enough. I want to say the program we always used to use was OpenUO back in the day. Was what you kind of got all your in-game graphics through, and it was essentially like almost like a side companion app that you could essentially filter through different pages of different animations from Ultima, and like even down to like the different spell like animations and stuff in different like I don't know how to word it, but in different frame form, like from beginning to end of casting. But I want to say it was called OpenUO back in the day. But if it is called UO Fiddler, one second. I've got all my notebooks here. Hashtag never enough notebooks, right? But I'm actually gonna write that down here, real tip. I'm gonna write that down here. UO Fiddler. Because like I was saying, I was trying to pull up some different in-game items the other day. Like I wanted to do the gold, the chest, some basic items to begin with. So if it's UO Fiddler that I can pull those from, that is really super helpful, Peach. I really appreciate that. All right, now let's dig up this chest here, shall we? Before our demon runs out here. You called the other day and left a message, really? I have to admit, I saw the call, but I didn't see the message. I apologize for that. I've been incognito for a while, bud. Oh, okay. So UO Fiddler, I guess, is pretty much OpenUO from back in the day, because like I said, like I used to use OpenUO all the time, because like back in the day, like before Discord, before anything like that, it was always like you would always pretty much message people on like the forums, right? Like the discussion forums, and it was a big thing to have the signature banner at the bottom, you know, with your character, you know, maybe a little description of your character, maybe a couple of in-game like icons and stuff like that. And I always used to make those back in the day for myself, my buddies and stuff like that, with little clips from Ultima Online. And that's what I always used to use, was OpenUO. So it's cool that I actually get to check out Open Fiddler now, or Fiddler UO. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry, man. Well, what are you up to today? If you want, like, I'll call you after stream today or something like that. I'll be getting off stream in a little bit and stuff like that. We can sit and chat for a little while. I'm sorry, man. Like I was saying, well, you've noticed too, like I haven't been streaming or anything. We've been like hanging out outside and stuff like that. Like just trying to stay busy now that the weather's getting nice, right? Like trying to get out of the house, man. Trying to get out of the house. Trying to break off the cabin fever. That's one thing I've got to do with this character too. I have it on my tamer, that I have like all my macros and stuff like that for all my spells and everything. But I've got to get the spells up for this character. I do pretty basic macros, you know, like cure, greater heal, lesser heal, you know, the basic like PvP combo, explosion, poison, corpore type of thing. I don't go really heavy into the key macros with this game. But I need to add some at least for casting with this character. Oh, I love it when that happens. What level T-map? Aw. What? What is he here? Wait, how did that get on the corpse? Oh, you know what? That's funny. I bet you that was the Rat Man, and I bet you... That's really funny. I bet you that was the Rat Man, and that was the corpse from the Rat Man, and he probably looted that. That's really funny. Well, you have tomorrow off, right, Jeff? I don't know, sometime soon, man. I think things are starting to break to the point where, like, we could probably hang out sometime soon. I don't know, when are you coming to visit, man? When are you coming to visit me? I don't know. You let me know when we're hanging out. You let me know, my friend. Ooh. All right, so we got to walk away a little bit. I don't want to make that embarrassing mistake again and kill myself off popping a chest that I think is a dungeon chest, but is actually a treasure map, because I've done that before. So on this server too, UO Renaissance, you can pop a dungeon chest by moving one tile away and just opening it. But with treasure maps, you have to move further away and actually use telekinesis on it. So I have made the mistake of thinking that it is a dungeon chest that I'm opening and only moving one tile away on the treasure chest, and then I end up dying. So you want to make sure that you remember to distinguish the difference between a treasure chest and a dungeon chest, because there is a difference in the mechanics and how they work. And I like this character too. The way essentially I have this character built is I can solo up to level 3 treasure maps by myself, and on top of that, if I want to, I can just ID all the items in my bag in one click and see what type of items I've got. Like I said, I mean, for the most part, most of the stuff is going to be pretty crummy, but the way it works is in Ultima Online, a lot of people don't realize this, like you just noticed. A level 1 treasure map has the exact same chance to technically spawn a Vanquish or Power or whatever weapon, or Fortification, Invulnerability armor. The only difference is the actual amount in the quantity of the chest. So for an example, a level 2 chest will only have, say, 5 magic items, whereas a level 5 chest will have, say, like 15 to 20 magic items. So you just have a larger like RNG chance of pulling a better item because you're looting more items at once. So there's that factor, right? So if you are doing treasure maps and you are looking for items or whatnot to use, I would suggest at least sorting through, you know, what items you plan to use for your own characters, because you do have a chance of getting some decent items even in a level 1. And that's the same with dungeon chests as well, if I'm not mistaken. So and yeah, just let me, like, if you're still there, man, just let me know whenever you're available or whatnot. Come on by. We're just chilling. We pretty much opened the deck and everything like last week. It's still to the point where we're slowly like cleaning it off. We don't have the like canopy on the actual frame yet. Uh-oh. Am I gonna die here? But you can come over and use it. It's just not all set up yet, unfortunately. Yeah, I gotta get some of this stuff out of my bag here before I end up dying. These plate legs probably weigh a ton. Still overweight by a ton. I'm pretty sure gnarled staffs are pretty heavy. The only thing I generally keep is like leather armor, because it's pretty much the only thing I wear myself. All right. Yeah, we'll just do a quick pop loot on this here now. Take all the rest of the gems, and then we'll just break it up here. Because like I said, like normally you would like pretty much milk the chest as well as you can, but with these there's no point, right? So how long have you been playing UO yourself, Peach? Like, are you a new player to UO, or have you been playing UO for like a long time yourself? Because like I said, I've been playing like as long as I can remember, like pre-UO days. Like I've said a couple of times in stream, I can actually remember when the bottoms of your bank box were true black, like clothing, and people were complaining that they were like losing the true black clothing, which at that time was technically a glitch because you weren't supposed to be able to acquire it, but people were killing towns members that were wearing it, right? No, really? Really? The things that were figured out by, you know, the guinea pigging of MMO style gaming through Ultima Online, eh? Well, it's funny, because even a couple of my viewers and I have talked about the assassination of Lord British, right? Because that's always a big topic from back in the day. And it's funny too, because actually I have a Guinness Book of World Records up there, and Ultima Online isn't in the Guinness Book of World Records anymore. Up to around the year, I want to say I have the 1999 edition and 2000 edition of the Guinness Book of Records, and up until that point it was in the Guinness Book of Records for like actual records that it held, but it's been stomped out since then, right? But it still is currently in there as just like a little text blurb about the assassination of Lord British, and essentially being like the first game that kind of like introduced you know, like a lot of different mechanics to online gaming, right? Or taking them away in some cases too, right? So sometimes too much choice is bad. As they found out. Alright, we'll chug this. I should be able to get moving. Why did it not? Ooh, I definitely want to change that up. That's weird. That's really weird. So it will only auto unequip if you use the macro? That's really weird. Or maybe it's only for healing potions and stuff like that. Maybe that's what it is too. Alright. So grab this, and then we're back to town. We're just doing some chill stuff today, guys. I could be soloing out the level, like, what, level 5s and stuff like that with my tamer on the side and everything, but I just felt like, you know, keeping it kind of relaxed, being able to talk a little bit more and not have to worry about dying all the time. And these cell agents, for anyone that's new to Ultima Online or anything like that, the cell agents are really super helpful. I don't use them for the equipment, just because in a lot of cases, like for an example, I think I just sold that fortification leather chest piece because I wasn't really paying attention. Most of the times I'll try not to use it, so then I can actually pick out the pieces I want to keep if I just run here instead of going to my bank first. Because like I've been explaining, you'll end up making more money from selling the items than you will from the actual like chests themselves. And I mean, it's not insanely good money or anything like that, but it's not bad. It adds up. I'm just relaxing, doing some treasure maps. Yeah, it's funny. Half the times I'll forget that I have a bank macro already set up, and I'll just start typing it out. Yeah, it's not bad for a couple maps. Dropping other T-Mappers maps in town. Endorsing them. Get a bunch of these done here, free up some room in my bank. Yeah, recently the wands have not been selling very well. For a while there, I was selling wands really quickly. Like, I couldn't even keep up with the demand. And now I'm just sitting on wands, mostly the higher end stuff. Like Eakers was saying, we were talking about it a little bit ago. He seems to be selling greater heal and weaken wands for factions, I guess, for PvPing. But I can't seem to sell the greater heal. And I don't even keep my weaken wands, so... Somehow I knew this rune book was going to be the right rune book for the map I was going to pop. I don't know how, but intuition, right, folks? Intuition. All right. Well, I'm glad there wasn't any previous spawn there, because that would have been a rough situation. All right. Let's get to digging. And for anyone that was wondering, this is Ultima Online Renaissance. A really good period piece server. I really like the community that this server offers as well. That was a big factor for me because I was, you know, using this as like the community game for some of my viewers and stuff like that wanted to join up and everything, because I think this is a really cool game for a community game, because for one, you can do things like create guilds. My viewers right now, we have a guild together. We have a little village set up and stuff like that with a bunch of houses all placed in a row and everything. Things like that, right? It's all possible in this game. You know, you can meet up. It's neat too because of the choices. If you wanted to, you could be a treasure hunter. Oh. You could be a treasure hunter. You could end up building just a straight crafter and just doing crafting. So I mean, there's so many different options, right? Hey, PA Coupons! Thank you for having me back. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be back. And how are you today? We were just talking about Ultima Online and about how much fun we have in this game, right? You know all about that, right? You know all about the fun that we have in this game. You got to see all the fun I was having for years firsthand, right? But no, we were saying this is a really neat game for like a wide selection of gamers, because if you wanted to jump into the game and just be a crafter, like an artisan, you could be an artisan in this game and craft armor, craft different outfits for characters and stuff like that. You can run a vendor out of your house. It's really cool that way. Hopefully your day is going well today. What are you up to today, PA? Anything exciting and new? Get some extra loot here from these corpses, right? Might as well loot them. Like I was saying, with the level 1s, I won't even worry about the spawn. I'll literally just pop in, pop the chest, steal the money, you know, steal the gems, and then jump out again. Whereas with a level 3, it is worth it, or sorry, with a level 2 and above, it is worth it to at least kill the spawn that pops from the initial chest and, you know, get their money and stuff like that. Because you'll probably make an extra, like, 1,000, 2,000 gold from that alone, right? How's the spooky lighting? Is it cool? Hey computer, turn right light red.
Okay.
Boom. Hey computer, turn left light orange.
Okay.
This is our high heat. We're in like a tanning bed here, right? This is the warm light. This is our warning light. I've got the light set up so you can do police lights too, for when we're playing our high heat games. Get ready to hide here. I was just about to say get ready to hide here, or at least run away here. So then our demon pulls some aggro there. Alright, and then finish off looting the chest. With these ones, like I was saying, I pretty much, I'll take all the magic armor, the magic weapons, and that stuff. I won't worry about, like, milking it out and taking all the scrolls, all the regents and stuff like that. With the higher level chests, I will do that. I will milk the chest to the last item to get all the spawn. But with this, I'm kind of just, you know, casually playing and stuff like that. Letting my demon take some heat here, right? He's probably going to die off. I'll probably have to respawn him here in a second. Oh, and just for a heads up, for anyone that wants to check out what server I'm playing on, I am playing on Ultima Online Renaissance. It is a free game, free to download, free to play. The game will virtually play on any computer, so by all means, if you ever want to jump in, have some fun and stuff like that with the community, join up. We'd love to have you. It's lots of fun. Med up here a little bit. Get the rest of these chests here. Alrighty. I think that's about all she wrote. Oh, and major thing too is, whenever you're done a chest, is major courtesy is you always chop it up for the next treasure hunter, because the treasure spots are always in the same spots. Like if you notice on my map here, they're marked off with the numbers, so they're static position. So you want to make sure that you at least chop up the chest so the next treasure hunter can pull up his loot there. Because if you don't chop up the chest, they won't be able to dig up the chest. And only the person that dug up the chest has the ability to break the chest, like I just did there with an axe. So even little trick, an inside tip, what you can do is, what I did was I built a second, like essentially like a throwaway character on one of my alternate character slots, and I just filled him up with newbie items. So I started him off with lumberjacking, which gave me a newbie axe. So I just transferred the axe, the newbie hatchet, over to Straith, and it'll pretty much always be with me now, right? So whenever I'm done a chest, I can just use the newbie axe to break the chest, and I don't have to worry about, you know, finding an axe in a chest or remembering to bring one with me. It's just always going to be with me, because even if I die, newbie items stay with you in this game, so you don't have to worry about like finding a new axe every time, which is really nice. Oh, forgot to release my demon there. Oh well. He'll release by the time I'm ready for my next map there. And as I was saying earlier, you can play this game on a mobile device if you wanted to join and you don't have a computer at the moment. But if you have like virtually any computer, it would be better to play this game on a computer because of the mouse and keyboard. But if you only have a mobile device, you can play the game, load it up, and have some fun with the community and everything. We've been playing for a few weeks. Most of us have pretty developed characters at this point, but we're always doing different group events, doing different champ spawns, or, you know, different sea events or different treasure map events or anything like that. And there is different seasonal events that also happen from the server side. So upcoming is the, I believe, from what I've been reading, because again, I'm relatively new on this server, but from what I've been reading, apparently there is a leprechaun event and a, I guess like an Easter egg hunt slash rabbit hunt event. So those sound pretty cool. And you can get some different rare items from that too, which is pretty cool. And even what I plan to do too is, I was fortunate enough to win a raffle recently as well on my server for some rare items. But as I was saying earlier, like most of my money right now, because I'm so new, was tied up like in character creation and stuff. So like I was pretty much broke when I won the auction. So I have to sell a couple of things off, but I plan to do like some different like small, not really like role-playing events, but different like, you know, player run events on the server. I ran one when I first got the items and stuff like that. So essentially what I did was I ran around on my picker here in dungeons, giving like little clues in my server's Discord on my positioning. And what I did was I held like a $50,000 check in one of my secondary bags. So checks are normally newbie items, so you wouldn't normally lose them. But because it was in a secondary bag, you could kill me and loot the bag. So I did a little thing where it was like a scavenger hunt to find me and then get 50,000 gold for finding me, which was pretty cool. Some people seem to have some fun with that. I didn't give it very much notice, so a lot of people didn't know what was going on, which was unfortunate. So in the future, I'll try and give a bit more notice and try and like actually like plan ahead for it. But I plan to do a lot more things like that. Because like I was saying, I mean, I've been rich in this game a bunch of different times. I'd rather, you know, have people have fun, join up, you know, have a good time and stuff than have some pixels and stuff like that to show off, right? Maybe they should remaster this game? No, man. No. No, they shouldn't. No. Because even if if you want to, you have the choice to play it in a 3D client. Ew. Anyone that's like a real UO fan isn't playing it in the 3D client, man. You play it 2D. I don't know. It's the nostalgia of the game. It's like, yeah, the 3D client was awful. Because remember too, when the 3D client came out, it was like when 3D was, I'll use air quotes, 3D, right? So it's all pixelated, polygon looking garbage. and it's not about the graphics, man. It's like a Minecraft type of game. It's about the gameplay. There's so few games, like I still stand by this. There's so few games that offer the versatility in free form thinking that Ultima Online offers. Like, for an example, oh, you're killing the same monster I'm killing? Well, you know what? I kind of want this spawn to myself. I'm going to kill you now. You can do that openly, right? Like, you may have to pay a cost for doing that, but there's a risk versus reward system built into the game that really no other game offers, like, still to this day, right? So, I don't know. And on top of that, it's not about the graphics, it's the gameplay. No, but I don't know. It wouldn't be the same game. But again, I don't know. I don't know. Why do you need, I don't know. I've never understood that mentality of gaming, like, where, like, you need it to look like a certain way. Like, again, like Minecraft. Like, Minecraft is an awesome game, and it in my opinion, it looks worse than this. But no, honestly, I love the way this game looks. Like, honestly, and again, like, if there was a newer version and then this one, I wouldn't play the newer version. I'd still choose this one. Again, so long as there was no, advantages to playing the newer one. The one thing I have heard, though, actually, and I haven't done it myself, apparently what you can do is, because this is a newer client, Jeff, what you can actually... And you're right. If you're running like a full, like, RTX computer and stuff like that, like, you can run different different shader mods and stuff, and different graphical mods that'll make it look better. But I don't think I would. But anyways, this is actually a newer client, so you can actually run this newer Ultima Online client, like 100. I've heard apparently it's optimized for 144 frames per second, different things like that, right? I mean, how much effect it has really on the game is probably debatable in my opinion, but you can still run it on newer settings, right? The other part too is there's a newer client where you can actually resize the size of your game window, whereas before that wasn't possible. You were pretty much stuck playing on a game window about this size with all this black space on your screen. But now what you can do is you can actually resize your game window, which is really nice. Like, that's a really nice user feature. And actually, again, Peach, speaking of which, the developer for Classic UO and the developer, because we were talking about this before, way back when I had my connection loss, the developer for apparently Classic UO, or one of them anyways, and the developer for UOF were both in my stream and dropped in for one of my streams for a little bit. And on that subject, it was really funny because, small world, one of my buddies that I played UO with had dropped me like this random at the time video from YouTube that was this guy singing about Ultima Online, and like, me and him were killing ourselves laughing at it and everything like that. And then lo and behold, the guy in the video is the UOF guy that dropped into my stream. So I thought that was really super funny that ended up happening. Oh, so I have to admit, I didn't catch a name. It was near, if I remember correctly, it was closer to the end of my stream, and I didn't go by real names. All I got was like tags. Oh, well, that's the thing too, right, Peach? Like, at this point, like, chances are you've probably either played with one of the players that you're playing with now on a different server, maybe just by a different name or something, or you're talking to someone from the community, because it is such a tight-knit community, right? It was one of the devs for CUO, if I'm not mistaken, for the Classic UO client, if I remember correctly. And yes, yeah, it seemed like they were buddies, because like, the one had come into my stream the week before. Like the developer of CUO came into my stream the week before, and then the developer for UO came in like with him the week following, because I do have my stream like scheduled out for like Tuesday and Wednesday are my UO days, so they dropped in on a Wednesday to see me. Oh, for sure they have, yeah, because I think in a lot of ways too, when UO went down, there was probably X amount of people working on it, or like, you know, had the ability to work on it, and they probably just branched out, and then those people just, you know, spiderwebbed from there too, right? Hey Ekers, how's it going again, bud? And sorry, just to come back here, so would the game not be more fun to play if there were more people playing it? Yeah, but at the, like, I guess you're under the assumption that just because a game looks better, there's more people playing it. Like, then what's the deal with RuneScape, right? For some reason, RuneScape has kept, you know, really good traction over the years, and it's not like that game looks much different, does it? And that's the other thing too. There's so many people still playing UO. It's just, I find in a lot of cases they're very spread out, because a lot of people are looking for different things. So people are very spread out because the way UO is developed is very different. You either have like the Tremel side of things where, you know, it's very tight in terms of your choices, and then you've got the Felucia side base of things where it's very freeform, so it's very split. Well, that's the other thing too, Jeff. You got to remember too, there's no marketing for the game, right? Like for an example, like I don't mean to sound conceited or something like that, but I can notice a noticeable difference in the amount of people joining UOR even after a short stream, right? After a YouTube video release or something. Any you know, form of marketing for UO at this point is very positive, because even there's a lot of people that virtually have forgotten about it that used to play it. A lot of cases, my viewer base, you know, Eker's perfect example, that either don't play it or didn't play it or forgot about playing it and didn't even know it was an option to still play. He knew it was still an option to play, but a lot of people don't even know it's still available, right? So you do a short stream and all of a sudden you start seeing more people popping up in UOR, right? It happens every time I stream. And exactly, Peach. Every time I stream, people, like, even a lot of the times after I'm done streaming too, people are like, oh, what? You still play that game? I remember playing that game as a kid or teenager or whatever, right? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are still joining up and stuff like that. And even more so now, obviously, because a lot of people have free time alongside, you know, work and stuff, because they're stuck at home and are looking for something to do. And like I've said too, it's a nice game to jump into because, for one, it's nice that it's an older game because it takes virtually zero requirements to play. I was monitoring it last night, Jeff. To run a client of UO, it takes less system requirements than to stream Netflix. So anyone has access to the game, right? Where you start ramping up graphics and stuff, and then it starts almost weeding out the old people that are able to play, right? So but don't get me wrong, like, I guess if there was a graphical choice and stuff, you might get some people playing it more, but at the same time too, because the game, okay, I'm gonna try and find the right wording for this. Because the gameplay is more based around the mechanics, why waste gamers' development time on upgrading graphics and rehashing and recreating a wheel that's already rolling in terms of graphic, you know, prettiness and stuff when they could be spending time on game content, the faction system, new seasonal champ content, you know, new mechanics on the way the game works, you know, alongside other mechanics that already exist. Like, there's just so many better ways to spend generally the 1 or 2 developers' time that's devoted to each server, than on graphical upgrades. And not to mention too, it's not like there's just a team of developers sitting in a room somewhere being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this, right? Most people creating servers are doing it out of a labor of love. So again, they're not going to waste the time to reinvent the graphic side when they can create a new event for their player base that would go off way better than a graphical upgrade, right? I would much rather play, say, a new level of treasure map or something, or a new dungeon, than I would, you know, a graphical upgrade of the content I'm already playing. Just the way I look at it. Yeah, that's very true, Peach. That's very true. And again, you know, it's funny. That is a perfect example of what I was just kind of talking about a second ago, was streamer marketing. Like, let's be honest here, folks, for a second. Do you think that Stardew Valley would be a quarter as popular as it is if there wasn't the streamer market marketing it? No. I hate to say it. I probably wouldn't play the game if it wasn't for Twitch, for me seeing people playing it, for me watching people playing it, things like that, right? I wouldn't even have heard about it. So there you go, Peach, right? So that's why even a little bit ago, I really wanted to start doing some Ultima Online content. I don't mean to sound rude. I don't care if I get 1 viewer, if I get 20,000 viewers from it. Like, if I get 1 person every month that says like, hey, that's cool, like, I want to join back up to UO, I've done it, right? I've already accomplished what I want to accomplish. I guess. Well, they're 2 different games. That's like saying Paladins is the poor man's Overwatch, right? Which one came first? Which one came first? Hey, Ekers, you're on TV, buddy. You're famous. Oh, he just hid. That means we have to hide now, too. Dude, you gotta get yourself a elite mask, man. You gotta get this is what I bought myself when I like made it, man. You gotta get yourself a blessed mask. You gotta bless your mask. I haven't found any elite dye for it yet, though. So on this server, there is very limited like pixel crack, as us UO players like to call it. It is very old school. So even in terms of like the special dyes you get for clothing is very limited. For an example, this is a special dye. This like lightly skewed hue of yellow is a special dye. It's not like we have all the crazy, insane, like iridescent colors that a lot of other servers have and stuff like that. So I've been looking for some mask dye for my mask, but the only dyes I've been finding, and like, no offense, but they're crummy, are these brown ones here for 50k a piece. And I mean, that's relatively cheap for mask dye, but it's brown. I don't want brown. It's like the only color I don't want. Yeah, limited hues. And honestly, it's the way it should be. Like, even for custom housing and stuff like that. I appreciate the fact that there isn't custom housing on UOR, because you go to some servers and holy jumping, there is some atrocious looking housing in the open world. Like I was saying when I first started to stream, people with just open plots of land where they've just, you know, locked down a bunch of chests and it's just a plot of land because they don't want to invest in the actual house itself. I hate stuff like that. All right. So we'll do another map here. Oh, we've already got one in our bag. Perfect. Okay. We've already got one in our bag here, folks. Oh, so by the way, too, I don't know if anyone was here earlier, but I've got like this funny little like I've got actually the same outfit on as my character. I don't know if anyone noticed. I had a $5 cosplay going earlier, but this crazy hat and this stupid headset, I can't wear this hat for very long because it's probably going to start. Oh, actually, it's not too bad now. It was falling off every 2 seconds earlier today. It was driving me nuts. Oh, it's a little bit of my Canadian coming out there. My girlfriend always makes fun of me because I can't do a Canadian accent. I'm Canadian, I can't talk Canadian. We're gonna go get there. We're gonna go get this map there, eh? Don't worry, we'll find it there, eh? Oh, you're Canadian too? Oh, that's funny. That's the there, eh? I always do the right. So everyone, we're all going to the store there, right? Don't worry, we'll get off to the right start. Well, it was funny too. I play oh, someone keeps leaving their spawn here. Oh, now I'm gonna lose the spot too. It's funny, on Mondays I do a I stream what's it called, Healer's Quest, and it's like kind of like a satirical like role-playing game. And on that, I do different voices for all the different characters. It gets pretty wild at times. Guard me, my pet. Kill the rat men. Oh, I always forget. Yeah, there's a spot right on the mini-map. Thanks, Eekers. Here I am getting spoiled with this mini-map right here, right? I always forget about it. Paladins is totally the poor man's Overwatch. No, you know what, Jeff? I don't know, man. The more I play Paladins, the more I appreciate like the different nuances of it and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Again, it's different gameplay. It's roughly the same, but it is different in a lot of ways. Like the whole card system, everything like that. Like, I don't know, and it's fun in its own, you know, in its own aspect. Oh, that was a good first try there. Wow, that worked out really well. All right, that'll work. So what type of character do you play, Peach? Like, are you like a PVMer or are you a PvPer? Oh, can't seem to hide. Oh, because the rat man came back on and came too close. Oh, definitely PVM. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll play PvP characters. Like I just finished building like Healzonu as a character in game, and I made it like a parry heal mage. So I'm literally just gonna like run around just keeping myself alive, keeping other people alive, like virtually almost never throwing an offensive spell, just like being a tank character running around, right? Just to almost troll other people PvPing, because just recently, or as we speak, they're rolling out, from what I've seen, one of the coolest faction systems I'm gonna put this away again, I'm sorry guys. I'm way too animated to have a hat on that won't stay still. But UOR is putting out one of the coolest faction systems I've seen to date, because it's like old school factions, but with like updated bases and stuff like that, like proper bases for each faction. So it is going to be super, super cool for any PvPers that want some really cool faction-based PvP. Again, I'm not a huge PvPer. I'll join for the fun of it because I think it is funny and fun content to watch. And I'm by no means good at it, but it'll be fun. And it's cool because, like, with the PvP in Ultima Online, for anyone that doesn't know, there's full town control. There's economies based around it, because if you control a city, you can actually control the the economy in the city, what things are sold for, if I remember correctly, to a certain degree. So, you know, there's advantages to actually holding a city, you know, down and stuff like that, and defending your city, which is really cool. And there's proper sigil stealing and stuff like that, like old school factions, so should be pretty cool. All right, let's get this chest popped here. No, you know what it is too, Jeff? Just to come up and to bring this back to point, like I've said, the one glaring thing that is the issue with paladins is the imbalance, and the one issue that I have with it, and I've brought up before, and I'll defend this, you know, theory to the death, is there's too many variables starting from the team choice options. When you're playing a team-based shooter like Overwatch or like Paladins, and you're trying to balance the game, the first thing and foremost you have to balance is the team composition. And what I mean by that is when you have characters doing different positions, like say tanks, healers, DPS, you need to balance the composition that is going to be comprised from those people to begin with. For an example, whatever the composition is, 2 DPS, 2 healers, 1 tank, however big the team is, however small the team is, you need to balance the team composition first. Then you can start balancing the characters in the composition. But if you have unlimited variables on what a team can pick at the beginning of a game, you can pick 5 healers, you can pick 5 DPS, you can pick 5 support, 5 tank, whatever. There's way too many variables from a developer standpoint, right? To try and start balancing the game without even knowing how the team is going to be chosen. So that's the one thing that I think they should look at, is the team composition. If they limited team composition, even in just ranked, I don't care about quick play, whatever, let people pick whatever they want, but at least in ranked, make it so you can only pick, say, 2 support, 2 DPS, and a tank, and then balance the team around that. There'd be a lot less issues. And that's one thing I wanted to like bring up, because we've talked about this a bunch, and like it is a really good point to bring up. Because for anyone watching that plays Paladins, that's one big issue. No, exactly, and they have that in Overwatch, and it's really helped a lot. It's helped a ton. I mean, it's made the game so much just better to play. Even what you do is you choose your role before you go into a match, right? So me as a support player, which I pick 99% of the time, I choose that before I go into a match, so people know before going into a match, hey, I'm teaming up with that guy who's going to be a support role, so it's not confusion when you get into a match too, right? Where everyone just kind of sits on the character selection screen going, okay, what do I pick to fill out the composition that should be chosen? Instead, it's like, oh, this guy's going to be support, this guy will be tank, this guy will be DPS, go at it, right? But whatever. And when I originally joined UO, I was the younger sister, and my brother would like... Why I laugh so hard at that, Peach, is because that was my sister with UO. Her experience with UO is literally going around the Brit Bank collecting throwaway items and stuff like that, because I told her that's what she should do. You know, if you walk around the bank, you'll get some really good items, because people just throw stuff away. They don't care about their items. So what you need to do is you need to just walk around the bank, and you need to just pick stuff up that people have dropped. And she did that for me for so long. She was my Brit Bank farmer, and she was like my in-town, you know, like town crier vendor person, where if I needed to sell anything back in the day, I would just be like, hey, you mind selling this for me? And she'd be spamming it in town. Because, like, for her, it was fun. It was almost like a digital chat room back in the day, right? Because this is back in the day where chat rooms were a big thing. And this being, like, a visual chat room was like, what? I can dress up my paper doll, you know, like, I can chat to people, I can, you know, like, equip different items, I can show off different cool, like, things I've collected. Like, it was, you know, like, really cool back in the day, right? But no, that's funny, Peach, because that's like a lot of my viewers too, where even in a lot of cases too, for a lot of us, it wasn't even so much that say like it was, you know, a brother or sister situation. For a lot of us, myself included, it was more that I've narrowed it down. Like I was 12 years old when Ultima Online first came out. So I mean, like, just from lack of like video game knowledge, or back in the day, the lack of ability to be able to like macro the way you do now, or build up a character the way you do now, you didn't get into the same content you do now, right? So I mean, like I said, I was lucky enough a couple years ago to play on a server where, I mean, I did a lot of champ runs and stuff like that. But back in the day, you know, I didn't do any of that stuff. So it's kind of neat to be able to come back now and actually fill in that content, right? And I'm sure that's like a lot of viewers right now, you know, filling in the gaps of what they missed when they used to play too, right? It's kind of neat. 1 second, it's getting super hot in here. I gotta open the stream shed door here, folks. Excuse the blinding light here for a second. Actually, it's not too bad outside today. It's not like crazy bright out. Just letting some hot air out. So again, I am coming to you from the stream shed in my backyard. I'm not in my house right now. I stream from my backyard. I built the stream shed because I am way too loud and boisterous to ever be streaming inside my house, right? For anyone who's been here for longer than like 30 seconds, you'll know. All right. So again, I'm going to use my newbie axe. Great tip for any treasure hunters out there. Get a newbie axe on a throwaway character, transfer it over to your treasure hunter, then you never have to worry about having an axe on you. You got a newbie hatchet, you can always chop up your treasure chest, right? All right. I'm going to go back to town here. And then we'll collect our loot, right? Well, not collect our loot, we'll turn in our loot, I guess. We've already collected all our loot. We've already collected all our loot. And yeah, like I was saying earlier, I've got this character built with item identification on the character itself. So I don't have to bring in a second character to actually like ID stuff. I can just ID stuff right from my bag, which is really nice. Nice ease of use. Oh, that's super cute. No, see, Oscar's still at the age where, like, if there's a button, it's getting pressed. And I mean, like, to the point where he will physically throw himself over my shoulder to press buttons and stuff, right? I mean, like, you'll notice, like, I'm on the laptop inside the house off stream, like, very limited. It's more like if someone needs me for something or something like that. But I've noticed over time that, like, it's so hard, right? With him being at that age, he just wants to press everything, be involved in everything. So, you know, I've tried the whole, here, do you want to, you know, sit and watch? And that doesn't work. But honestly, like, so many kids are so obsessed with the dragons in this game. Like, even, like, I've heard a lot of parents will literally just, like, have their dragons, like, out of the stables and have their kids, like on screen, like, just dragging them around, essentially. Which, no, make sure you have bonded pets for that on this server. But that's funny, yeah. I find that there's a lot of that where, like, you know, younger brothers and sisters, you know, letting you play to a certain capacity, telling you to do a certain thing. Like I said, back in the day, it was always like getting my sister to, like, farm things for me, like doing my mining for me, or, you know, doing my bank sitting for me or something like that, right? But back in those days, everyone only had one account, right? So you had to share the one account. Whereas nowadays, I mean, I hate to be this guy, but I mean, like, you can have multiple accounts going, right? So I've got, this is my my Fisher, which is my newest, one of my newest characters. But he is going to be like my pirate character, and he's got fishing, peacemaking, musicianship, tactics, healing, archery, anatomy. It'll all get, like, kind of crammed together once I actually get him done and stuff like that, because I'll probably drop meditation, I would imagine. But he's gonna be like my pirate character who's gonna be out on the open seas fishing up some loot there, eh? Well, do you have your fisher ready yet? What, is yours all done? Yours all done? Well? Oh, you just mean you want to see me out on the open seas for some fishing content. Oh. Well, that's why I've got him macroing here right now. The thing is, though, he's on the same account as Haplo, right? So Haplo has been kind of like the go-to character. No, don't worry. Well, if you... Actually, I've got it right here. I've already got it transferred over to this character. So don't worry. It's coming soon. I'm excited to go hit up the ocean, too. I haven't been out sailing around in a while. And the really cool part, too, is what UO has, or what Razer has now is... where was it? Options... Hotkeys... Where was it now? Oh, no. No, what I'm looking for is in here, isn't it? No, where is it? It's, the boat controls. There's an actual, like, almost like a little, like, controller you can use now. Here, 1 second. I'll be right back. I just have to go to the washroom really quick here. I'll be right back. Yeah, no, there was a... You'll find it when I get back. 1 second here, folks. hello again. Sorry about that. Welcome back, everyone. Hello, how's everyone doing? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Take a healing potion with you, everyone. Make sure you stay healed up, right? And thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. It's been so much fun today, guys. I always have so much fun. Hanging out with the viewers, getting to chit-chat. We're talking about Ultima Online, one of my favorite games of all times. And Ekers was nice enough to point me in the direction I was looking for the boat controls, which is super, super cool, right? So now you can essentially control your boat by using the little control here, which is very, very nice. Because back in the day, you had to type all this stuff out, right? Raise anchor, lower anchor. So it's really cool that they've added that into the user interfacing now. And thank you, Ekers, for pointing that out for me, bud. Always appreciate that. But without further ado, we'll get back to some treasure hunting, shall we? So far, like I've said, we found pretty much crap in the chest. But I mean, that's what we're going to find for the most part. Like I've said, I mean, you can look through the stuff, and I mean, you might get the odd, rare piece that you want to keep, but for the most part, it's complete garbage from chests. The best part is probably the wands. You'll get a pretty decent flow of like okay wands, like greater heals sell for a decent amount on UOR here. You know, mana drain wands, stuff like that. And just for reference, for anyone that wants to play here or wants to check it out, by all means, come check us out. It's lots of fun. I know a lot of people like Peach and I were discussing and stuff like that. There's people spread out all over UO at this point because there's so many different free servers and stuff like that. I really like UOR because it has a really nice, mature player base. There seems to be a decent amount of content being released for it as well, which is really nice for a 20-year-old game. But I just like it here mainly because of the... Oh, I keep getting these island spots. I just really like it because of the player base. It's really nice to come here and see that, you know, even in a lot of cases, if you're going to get PK'd, you know, it's not a dry loot and, you know, a stuck spot gate or anything like that. A lot of cases, they'll kill you, steal your money or something, and then res you and, you know, get you on your way again kind of thing, right? But it's not too bad. All right, so we've got map number 166 here. I've always been a big fan of treasure hunting because for the most part you don't generally get bothered by PKs. Because for the most part you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's the second time, mate. He likes to pop up and scare me as he's stream sniping me. Alright, so let's get this chest dug up. Let's get some loot here. And let's get on to the next one, shall we? We're trying to get through some maps here because we've got a lot of items taking up room in our bank. And it's enjoyable doing treasure maps. I don't know, I've always been a big fan of doing treasure hunting. Like, even back in the day when it was, like, really tedious, it was always really fun to do treasure maps. I don't know. I always really enjoyed it back in the day. My buddy and I would go out and, you know, take our... We'd always have, like, the miner, because back in the day you actually needed them because it helped you with the radius of finding the map. Whereas nowadays you just recall onto the spot, move one tile, and start digging, right? Oh, the good old days. Yeah, the client, like this classic UO can be a little bit confusing, but Marco, it's so nice having like all these extra little features, like even the like this little drag and drop like reminder. I almost kind of call it like the reminders bar, but it's like your items bar where it shows you how many items you have left of whatever items you drag and drop in there. And I really like the status bar down here, or like this info bar, especially because of the weight, like actually seeing a counter for your weight. And it's really nice too that it's color coded, so as you go up in weight, it'll go from like, what is it, like gray, white, yellow, orange, red, to, you know, depending on how close you are to your weight limit, which is a really nice feature. Oh, I'm now proper again. Ooh. Ooh la la. Compared to what, though, man? Compared to what? I mean, don't get me wrong. That's not bad. That's not bad for an SUV. That is not bad. Those are good statistics for an SUV. I find in a lot of vehicles too, it really depends on like the vehicle itself, right? Like you can have a vehicle that is relatively slow, but that just feels fast, depending on how it's set up and stuff like that. 2.2 liters per 100 kilometers for fuel economy. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. My car gets better than that right now. What's the fuel economy for stationary? What is the fuel economy for a vehicle that doesn't drive? Is it good or is it really bad? All right. We're just soloing out some maps here. Just having a good time chilling out. I love it when I get maps from doing maps. That's one of my favorites. Like when you pull a map off of one of the mobs that you've killed. I don't know if there's like any better feeling. Especially on like the level 5s and stuff like that. If you pull like a level 5 map off of, say, like a Belron or something, doing a level 5 map, like that's the best. That is the best. Because then you can just keep the train a-rolling, right? I mean, I've got plenty of maps at this point. I've got more maps than I'll probably ever be able to actually ever get through. Because I'm always buying more too. Oh, it's someone's actual house here. It's someone's actual house. I wonder if I'm going to get killed now. Gee, I wonder. That'll be awesome for on stream if I get PK'd now. Especially too because they were like a PvPer. That'll be awesome. No, they were probably just doing some silver farming, or if anything. Because this would be a really good time of the day to do some silver farming. Oh, I didn't realize there was still a gazer left there. This would be a really good time to do some silver farming for factions. Because I find this is probably one of the quietest times of the day for the server. So he's probably out trying to kill some faction mobs, trying to get silver for his horse. Because I don't think he was on a war horse there. I didn't notice, but I don't think he was on a war horse there, so. That's one thing I'm like I said, I'm excited for factions. Like, I'm really not a big PvPer. I don't really enjoy PvP for the most part, but factions is fun because it's actually like there's a purpose to it, right? You know, you're taking over towns, you're controlling the economy in that town to a certain degree, you know, and it's team-based. It's just, you know, fun in general. Like, a lot of people end up getting heated over it and stuff like that, but I mean, it's a video game, it's all in fun. Like, I'm the type of person before a fight, alright, who needs, you know, who needs regents and who needs potions? I'll get everyone, you know, set up and stuff like that before we fight, and everyone just have a good time. Honestly, I've probably given away more money in this game than I have spent on myself. I mean, I've bought in a bunch of people's houses, like just giving like newbies in town like checks, buying people spell books. I mean, I'd much rather spend 5k on a new person getting situated than spend 5k on one of my characters, right? And by all means, that's the other thing too. Like, if anyone wants to, because that's the thing with Ultima Online nowadays too, because it can be limited on, like, say you're looking for PvP content. It can be limited on PvP content on your server at your time, maybe. So a lot of people have characters spread around on different servers and stuff. So if you want to create a character on this server and you don't want to have to go out and farm a bunch of money up and stuff like that, by all means, start up a character, message me on Discord or whatever, and I'll get you set up and whatnot, right? I got no problem giving someone some money to get started into the game. Because that's the thing, like I've explained, and like Peach and I were talking about earlier, it's all about like the community at this point, right? So I would much rather spend, you know, 5, 10, you know, 20,000 getting someone set up than spending it on my own character or my own, you know, loot or whatever, right? I can get money relatively easy. I'm established now. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like we even have like guild houses and stuff like that set up for new members and stuff. I mean, I still have, I think, possibly a couple of guild, like a couple of house deeds left to give away to some new people if they need them, you know, for macroing and stuff, whatever, right? Like, we've got a pretty good foothold here at this point. So anyone who does want to join up, you know, even just for some PvP content whenever they're, you know, what's going on or whatnot, join up. We haven't started our PvP like section of the guild yet, but we do plan to do that shortly. Most of us are still macroing up characters and stuff. So in the near future, we plan on setting up another stone with faction affiliation and everything like that. So if you just want to join up and have some fun with us PvPing, by all means do that. If you want to just join up and join in for some champ content or for some maps or something, join up for that too. Or if you just want to be a crafter in the community, we'd love to have your armor. Oh, this is so this is your armate. Here is a link to the server if you ever want to check it out. It is Eekers beat me to it. It's a really neat period piece, bud. Really mature community. It is Felucia based, but it's like not, I don't know the proper wording of this. There's a proper ratio of sheep to wolves, I find, on this server. Whereas I've played on other servers and the ratio of wolves to sheep is like so out of whack, it's crazy. Like, there's no point even leaving town. Whereas on this, it's just fun, man. Like, it's just so much fun on this server. You know, like Eekers was saying earlier, it's the type of server where, yeah, you might get PK'd and they might steal your gold or something. For the most part, they'll probably even res you, try and save your pets if you're a tamer, and, you know, get you back to town at least, right? You know, it's awesome. Oh, really? I'm sorry that you're having a bad time with that, but I mean, like, it's one of those things too where, like, a lot of people, like I've brought up before, UO was the pioneer and guinea pig for a lot of different mechanics for gaming, right? In terms of freedom of choice, per se. And when you give a player the option to kill people, a lot of people are going to take that option. So there's a lot of it going on, right? Freedom of choice isn't always a good thing. As Lord British found out, unfortunately, upon his assassination, right? What? I love it when that happens, Ekers. I love it when you get a fully charged Greater Heal Wand. Boom. 5k in the bank. Like I'll ever get to sell it, though, right? I never want to put down another server or anything like that, because I feel like a lot of servers offer a lot of different things for a lot of different people looking for a lot of different things. But on that mark, for me, it wasn't what I was looking for this time around. It's virtually a fully custom server with very custom content that for me didn't feel, I've often used this term, it didn't feel like the mac and cheese of gaming for me, right? Like it's something I can just comfortably come back to, whenever I'm, kind of, like in a limbo of gaming and stuff like that, and just feel comfortable, right? Exactly. There's no nostalgia to it. Whereas like UOR for me is just like, it's just like non-stop nostalgia after like another thing. Like even in terms of like, spawn layouts or dungeon layouts or, things like that, right? Every time I go into a dungeon, it's just like, oh yeah, like that's right. Or, oh, that's so cool. Or, wow, I didn't even know that existed in this dungeon too sometimes, right? So for me, this feels like home. And that's exactly it, right? Like some people are looking for custom content because, for an example, some people have been playing UO literally since release, right? So for them, they're probably getting sick and tired of, vanilla UO at this point. It's just like, World of Warcraft, bringing out classic World of Warcraft. There's a lot of people that left World of Warcraft because it became something different, but still want classic, what they started in. So, it's kind of neat with UO and player-based servers now, where you can kind of, cherry pick what type of player base you want to play around. And even it's neat too, because with the maturity of UOR, it's nice because, for an example, if you start running through town, role-playing and stuff like that, chances are, I would say, at least 60 to 75% of other people are probably going to at least try and keep up with your roleplay, right? Which is really nice to see in a game like this that has a very big roleplay community. There's whole roleplay guilds based around, pirating, stuff like that. So it's neat that way, right? Yeah, you know what? As close as there's going to be, Pablito, I would say this server has that. Even when you go into the Discord for UOR, yeah, there's a little bit of, sass and a little bit of haterade and stuff in the PvP Discord, but for the most part, you see a lot of good fights, hey, meet you on the field at this time, hey, we've got X amount of players on. Is there another team that can muster up X amount of players to combat us? There's a lot of that type of stuff, right? Because it is such a tight-knit community. So, generally, too, when you're on the field, you probably know, the buddy you're fighting beside or the buddy you're fighting against. So it's cool that way, too, right? But yeah, I think the faction system that UOR is releasing right now, it's currently kind of in development / being released. I think that's going to bring a lot of people to the server, because it's the true to times factions, where it's sigil stealing, base control, where they've actually, here, wait 1 second. Am I going to be able to find it here? One second. I think I might actually be able to find it because it's relatively recent in mine. Okay, so this is, so they're actually developing bases for each individual like faction, right? So you can actually, like, each individual faction is going to have a handmade base associated with it. And these are coming out, I believe it was this week or this weekend. But these are the bases for each faction. So they've been kind of like strategically done up, so like each one is kind of fair, where you've got the bridge leading to each one, and then you've got like the water moat and everything like that. But it's really neat, the thought and development that's being put into the faction system, because I really do believe that the faction system is probably like the heaviest weighing system, right? And you know what's funny, actually, Pablito, that's one thing I've actually talked about too, was one of the reasons why I got back into UO originally onto a player-based server was there was this one role-playing PK that actually had like a whole backstory, a reason why he was PKing. If anyone remembers, like Adamant, right? Like leader of Goal, the Guardians of the Undead Lords. And I mean, even back in the day, I switched servers to be on Napa Valley to join Goal and everything like that. But long story short, you know, that's a PK that had like, you know, like a system, a reason, you know, respect, different things like that, right? In a lot of cases nowadays, it's all just about, the gank fest in some cases and stuff like that. But again, I don't really, I don't want to speak too prematurely, but I don't really see that here. The only time I've ever been PK'd is one-on-one. And I mean, it was a pretty fair kill. I mean, they wanted my loot. I had loot. They took my loot. I'm okay with that. It's feeding the system of UO, right? But yeah, by all means, Pablito, if you want to check it out, by all means, make up a character, like I was saying. At this point, we've got more than enough money in our guild that we've created with some friends and viewers and stuff like that we can get you going, established. We've got houses going that we could give you in-game to get you macroing and stuff like that. So by all means, if you want to join up, have some fun, bud. And it seems like the faction system is getting like really, really like up and running right now too. So it's a good time to join in, kind of figure out what faction you want to join up to. Like I said, we haven't figured out who we want to join up with yet, but it's all coming, right? Yeah, it's true, right? Yeah, the PKs are almost like Paragon mobs. Like, they just have better AI than the other creatures in the world, right? That's very true, Eekers. Very true. Very true. They're just a higher end mob than anything else going. That is true. All right. So I think we're going to do one more map, and then I'm probably going to call it for today, or for this morning anyways. Head back inside. Hang out with the family for a little bit, right? But like I said, I wanted to get through some level 2s. Oh, Pablito, thank you so much for the follow. And, of course, as we always like to do for our new viewers, by all means, take a healing potion with you too. Oh, and Dak Attack, thank you for the follow as well. Make sure that you take a healing potion with you as well, right? How's it going today? How's it going, Dak? Haven't seen you on Twitch here before. That's cool. Oh, wait, what? I kind of feeling the Council of Mages. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like Minax just because the color, like that blood red, especially for their war horses. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I'd say we wait and kind of see too, like, where everyone joins in and stuff like that, and kind of maybe fill in a gap somewhere. And sorry, am I at 100 yet? What am I at 100 yet for? Oh, no. Okay, so I feel like an idiot, Eekers. No. Okay, so I am at 100 followers. I've hit it. I need to record the content or find my devil sticks because they're literally piled in the shed in the back. So once I do find them, I promise you, even if I have to make new devil sticks, I will do it. So I promised all my viewers that at 100 followers, I would do like a devil stick demonstration, which I'm actually kind of sort of good at them. So there's been a lot of people asking about that, and I feel really super bad because I talked about it and then kind of like just waned off of it and made it probably almost seem like I had forgotten about it. But my shed is crammed with stuff right now, man, because of like the winter time and stuff. So where I thought they were, they're not. So I'm gonna have to like dig out the whole shed and stuff like that. And I will be honest, that's gonna take me a bit because it's not like one or two things. It's literally a 10 by 10 shed piled to the roof full of stuff, man. And how are you today, Dak Attack? Oh, yeah. I do Ultima Online streaming usually on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I do a little bit of streaming on the side, having some fun during lockdown, right? And the other thing too is, like, I'm hoping that I'm bringing, like we were discussing earlier, like, I feel like every time I stream, like, and this isn't just like a conceited thing, it's just like any publicity to UO, because it has virtually none at this point, is good. There's like more people joining all the time every time I stream, so I try and make sure that I do my UO streams to keep like people coming to UOR, because every time I do a stream, like, you can see it in Discord, like, people are popping up, right? And it's awesome. I love to see it. And sorry, Gucci, I'm on UOR, bud. I'm on UOR. Ultima Online Renaissance. Yes, come join our community by all means. We'd love to have you. We have a good little guild here going. If you ever want to join our guild, folks, by all means, join up and join the guild. And without further ado, we're going to get back to some treasure maps here. This is unfortunately going to be the last treasure map of the stream. I'm going to have to get off and hang out with the family for a little bit. But it's been a fun stream so far, everyone. Having a lot of fun. We've got some good treasure maps done. We've had a lot of fun. We've talked about a lot of nostalgia, of course, right? Because what else do you talk about with UO other than nostalgia, right? The nostalgia related to this game is just like, man, like, I talk about it all the time with my buddy and stuff like that, even to this day. Like, different memories associated with it. You know, like, I try and do little blurbs in my Discord and stuff like that about, like, old school retro gaming, which, by the way, I do have to start getting back onto that. But it's just funny, the different stories related to it and stuff, you know, like old school, like, you know, mom picking up the phone while you're at, like, Undead City and T2A fighting some liches or something and hoping that you come back to a character that's actually still alive and not dry looted. You know, funny stuff like that, right? Oh, no worries, Gucci, by all means. It's all good, mate. We have lots of players, it seems like, from all different servers and stuff like that drop in and everything like that. And that's the nice thing, too, about, we were discussing, too, earlier. Like, that's the good thing about Ultima Online and the player base right now. Like, there are so many different servers to play on that you can kind of cherry pick, you know, what type of content you're looking for, the player base you're looking to play with. I mean, there's so many different variables, right? Like I said, like, one of the main reasons why I chose this server was the player base. It's a very mature player base that's very helpful. You know, they're very much about the community and everything like that, about just having a good time and playing the game, right? You know, there's a lot of times there's player giveaways, there's player run events and stuff like that. There's just so much going on. Oh, Gucci, thank you so much for the follow, mate. And of course, make sure you take a healing potion with you, right? Computer. Hey, computer, turn lights blue.
Okay.
And also, too, I haven't been doing it much today, but I want to make sure some people get the RGB potion, right? Because with the RGB potion, it's here to keep the lag away. Keep the lag goblins away with RGB. All the non-computer players are always like, you know, why do you have all these lights in your computer? It's to keep the lag goblins away, guys. Oh, see, you're an old school player, eh? There's your other character, Val Kilmore. That's a good name, actually. Is that gonna be your PvP character? That's a good one for PvP. My PvP character is, I did Healzonu for my PvP character because it's a healing parry mage. So I'm just gonna run around like healing my teammates up, just being a total nuisance on the field, right? Get back here. You're not going down without a fight. Yeah, I figured the healing parry mage would at least be able to stand up, and I'd at least last more than 5 seconds in most PvP fights, which will probably end up happening anyways, but it'll make for fun content, right? Hey, Peach, likewise, if I don't see you for the rest of the day, have yourself a great day, and pay attention in the stream, or pay attention in the meeting, right? Oh, see, my thing, I was that little bit younger Gucci. Like, I guess I would have been, we figured it out, I would have been 12 years old when, like, Ultima Online was first being released in 97 and everything like that. So, like, I played on Drachenfels to begin, and then I switched over to Napa Valley to join, like, the Gull Guild, which was Adamant's Guild at the time, Guardians of the Undead Lord, which was like a role-playing PK guild, which was really super cool at the time. But I played on Drachenfels, then Napa Valley, and then after I quit playing on Aussie, I came back and actually played on Adamant's personal server, which was Angel Island, which was really cool, which I don't think exists anymore. That server had some really neat custom content for it. But having your neighbor in the dorm of my freshman year. Oh, see, I was on dial-up too. I remember that. Being on dial-up and then having like my mom pick up the phone in my house or something. And then finally we got a dedicated like internet line. So it didn't matter if you picked up the phone line or not. You still had internet connection, which was like, but do you remember those days, Gucci? Like, that was revolutionary, right? Having the dedicated internet line so you didn't have to worry about someone picking up your phone line and interrupting your internet. Man, those were the days, eh? Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was kind of like, it was almost like to describe it, it was almost like a still frame movie, right? Like stop motion animation with the movie, because he did comics, and then he also did kind of like Ronald McDonald, where he did almost like even before YouTube videos and stuff, where it was kind of like little like GIF videos almost, with him like, you know, like DPing someone with his katana or something like that, right? Loot the last bit of items here. Oh, we got 2 of the black staffs. If one of them's cool, I might give it to Arwen to run around with. But she's got a cool lamp. I love having the ore colored lamps to match your armor in the game. I think that looks really cool. Having to dial up the ISP so you would busy the line. My dad would get so upset with me because he would try to call and the line was busy the whole day. Yeah, it's true, right? Oh, my parents used to hate that because same situation. My dad would be trying to call my mom, or my mom would be trying to call my dad from outside the house. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there on the computer just soaking up the telephone line, right? But then actually we were lucky enough that at that time, our neighbor moved in across the road, and he was actually like a network technician for like Bell Networks in Canada. So that was really, really beneficial to like myself and my family, because like he kind of became like our computer guy. He was the one that told us about like the second devoted line for telephone to internet. It was like revolutionary to have him, right? And it was actually, if I'm not mistaken, his family that introduced me into World of Warcraft, or into Ultima Online. And actually his son is one of our members in the guild now. Which, by the way, like, for anyone that wants to join, for anyone that wants to play, we're playing on Ultima Online Renaissance. You can always join up, have some fun. Like Gucci was saying, a lot of people do have characters on different servers and stuff. I find in a lot of cases, it's almost kind of nice to have some characters spread around, especially if you're a PvPer. And why I say that is because, like, I almost think of, like, Ultima Online servers now as almost like lobbies when it comes to PvPing. Because if you're always looking for, like, the hottest fight and stuff, you can kind of just, like, hop from server to server and, like, find where the fights are and stuff. Because we actually have a newly developed faction system being released. If I'm not mistaken, I've heard word this week. So that'll be super cool for anyone looking for PvP content. And we're talking like full faction bases with sigil stealing, the works, like true to form factions back in the day. You know, silver, war horses, blessed weapons. It's the only way you can get a blessed weapon on this server. Some really cool content that way. UO Outlands has some good PvP. Oh, does it? See, I played there for a little bit. I was actually talking about this a little bit earlier. For me, it was way too custom. I would find, like, UO Outlands would be, like, a good server for people that have probably played Ultima Online the entire time and are kind of getting sick of older content and stuff like that. You know, been there, done that mentality kind of thing, and are looking for something totally different, because it is pretty much totally different, right, Gucci? So, like, it's good for that, but for me, I wanted somewhere that when I came back, like I've said a couple times and I'll say it a million more, I'm sure, I wanted, like, the mac and cheese of gaming. And for me, like, this is, like, UOR was like, man, cheese on pizza, you know what I mean? Like, it was just it's what it's meant to be, because even the way, like, the mentality works is, like, it's UOR, but with new content in the mindset that, like, if there wasn't Tremel that had been, like, created or anything like that, how would they have developed the game and just continued with new content in the existing system? Like level 6 and 7 treasure maps that, like, work differently because they'll actually open up, like, an instance system with, like, a dungeon, like an instant version dungeon, different, like, pirate systems, like, on other servers, stuff like that, right? Well, that's the thing. Like, I think in a lot of cases, Gucci, I feel like most servers right now are seeing an influx of players, based around, you know, people sitting at home, people having extra time on the computer and stuff like that because they're not able to leave their house and stuff. So, you know, that's a big factor in it, right? I'm sure in a lot of cases, once lockdowns start to end, you know, once people start pulling out of, you know, the cabin fever mindset, even once the nice weather starts back up, you'll probably start seeing the player bases start dying off a little bit, I would imagine. But I mean, on that note too, like, do you want it to? But I guess on that, see, you know what? I hate to say this, but on that note, I guess that's the one downside of, I hate to say it, but that server, right? Like, because you have a squashed map based around the fact that you have a smaller player base. As soon as you start having a larger player base, the map actually starts working against you, right? Yeah, I want it to, and I want myself to be on less because things are normal again. Yeah, I mean it's gonna take a while though, right? But at the same time too, like I don't know. It's kind of nice too to have some new players to play with and stuff like that. Because like I said, like some people will join, some people will leave, and it is nice to kind of filter in some new players, right? Some new fresh meat. I had surgery on my foot a month ago, so I'm on even more than normal COVID times. Oh, yeah. No, I definitely sympathize with that one, mate. No, I got laid off quite a while ago and have been looking for work slowly and stuff like that. And just, I mean, with Ontario, the way everything's going, it's literally like 1 week things are open, 1 week things are closed. So I haven't been able to find anything since then, but I've slowly been looking. So just keeping myself busy, learning. Like, it's fun streaming and stuff because, like I was saying, you know, in the far past, I've been learning a lot of really cool new skills. You know, rekindling old skills that I used to have and stuff that I haven't really played around with for a while, like photo editing, learning video editing and stuff like that now. You know, different stuff like that. It's just, you know, if you focus on, you know, more of the positive out of the bad that's happened, at least you can better yourself out of it, right? Have you seen Solric stream? No, I haven't actually. I don't think so. I have to admit, like, Ultima Online streaming is something I'm relatively, like, fresh with. Like, I've been streaming it for, like that's the thing. I used to stream, like, I had, like, a schedule. I streamed every single day kind of thing at a certain time. And, like, it was built into my schedule. And then I unfortunately had to take some time off for a little bit. So, like, I started playing it near the end. Started watching people, took some time off, and I'm starting to watch people again. But I'll have to look out for them because actually... oh, excuse me. Oh, man. Sorry, 1 second here. Hey, computer. Turn lights white. I don't know. I'm getting kind of sick of the blue.
Okay.
Whoa. Hey, computer, turn right light off.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I want to write this down. Solrix. Solrix. Yeah, because Peach earlier was telling me about UO Fiddler, which is apparently like open UO from back in the day, where essentially you can use it to get different graphics from Ultima Online to use for like different like photo editing and stuff like that, or for different applications like Discord for making emotes and stuff. So UO Fiddler, and also I've got to look up Solrix. He's a UO streamer. Hashtag never enough notebooks. Right? Never enough notebooks. So again, it's gonna be all garbage from this chest here, right, folks? It's always garbage from the chest. Oh, a Black Staff of Force. Ooh, special. The only thing is, they attack so slow. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look out for them, Gucci. I don't think I've ever heard of like them before, but like I said, I'm relatively new to watching and to streaming Ultima Online myself. So, you know, the only person I've really watched much of is... and that's the thing, I'm horrible with names too. But there's one guy that's really funny. I guess I watch most of his stuff recorded on YouTube. Is the guy that wears the white bandana. He's pretty funny. And I believe I want to say he plays on Outlands. I think it's Outlands. I'm not too sure. But he has some pretty funny content. He does a lot of, I guess, like, he plays like a thief. So he goes to like different dungeons and just goes around like stealing items from the different like dungeon questers, which is really funny. I don't think it... I've seen some of his content too, actually. Mustache Gaming. No, it's a guy with like blonde curly hair. But he's clean, like he's clean shaven. But yeah, his stuff is pretty funny. All right. Well, that wasn't bad for picking today. Wasn't bad for picking today. How much should we make? $30K? That's not bad. That's not bad. Especially because we were taking it pretty casual and stuff like that. Like I was saying, like we could be banging out like level 4s or something like that with our like by ourselves with a tamer on the side, just dual boxing it or whatnot. But I just want to, you know, with a lot of these streams, it's more about like having some fun with the viewers, getting a chance to talk to them, stuff like that, right? No, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure of the streamer's nationality that I'm talking about. If anything, I'll be honest, he's probably North American by the way he talks and stuff like that. Wait, 1 second. Like, oh, I've got no problem like bringing up someone else's like content and stuff like that. Like some people are like, oh, I won't advertise for another person. I think it, like, especially in a game like this, I've got no problem like, you know, bringing up someone else and like showing off their content and whatnot, right? Give me a second here. It's gonna take me a second to like actually find them though, because I don't even think I hate to admit it, I don't think I've subscribed to them or anything like that. 1 second here. Yeah, here. Okay, here it is. Yeah. Who is this?
Oh, you might got a place. Those are pro players.
Oh, Tremmy Surprise. Yeah. Okay. 1 second here, folks. Okay. 1 second here. Here, I'll bring this up over here.
Oh man, this is faster than farming. That'll be the thumbnail. Faster than farming. Make a theme.
Yeah, this guy's pretty funny.
Maybe that might have been a little long. I may have to tighten that one up a bit.
And yeah, okay, so it looks like he's a thief on UO Outlands, and this guy's pretty funny. So like he essentially just goes around in the different dungeons and is like just stealing from the people in the dungeons, and I have like so much more respect for that than like just bank thieves, like just, you know, like roaching from like newbies in town like for regents and stuff like that. He's getting like actual items and stuff like that, right? So that's pretty cool. But yeah, he's got some fun content.
All right.
He's got some fun content. And yeah, like I always say, like I've got no problem, like, you know, he's got good content and stuff like that for you all, so I've got no problem, like, you know, supporting him and stuff and sending people his way. But I think he's got some funny stuff. Yeah. Yeah. See, he's on the opposite side of things, right? I'm more the guy that's generally like out there getting taken advantage of by having things stolen from me, and like wondering like, wait a second, didn't I have an item in my bag? Wait, where did it go? And then all of a sudden you see the, hey, thank you, bye, and then the recall. I'm more that guy getting stolen from than the guy doing the stealing. And also too, it's cool. What I really like about this server, and I've brought it up a couple of times because I've pretty much played around different player-run servers virtually since I first stopped playing on the Aussie servers and stuff like that. And I like the fact that this is not a pay-to-win server. I've played on certain servers where it feels like if you don't either donate to the server or don't have like the in-game currency, which you get from real life money from buying it, you can't even keep up with the content that they've created in the game. And this server is really nice because like you can donate to the server, and all that really gets you is, if I'm not mistaken, like one, it gets you like extra like bonuses on like the Discord. And then 2, it only gets you, I think, copper, which is an in-game currency, and all that gets you is some decoration items. So there's no real like gain to the items. Like, it's not going to make you a better player than another person or be able to do content differently. It might just give you a leg up in terms of like how your house looks, right? Oh, you know what's actually funny about that, Gucci, is when I came here, that was really weird to me, because on the last like big server I played on, which would have been like Angel Island, they had that as well, where you couldn't gate or recall in or out of dungeons, which, to be totally honest, like, I wasn't totally against. Like, once I got used to the system, like, I appreciated it and I learned why it's in place. But this server does have recall in and out of dungeons, and it's like, it's really weird for me to get used to that. The other part, though, that kind of combats that is, this server doesn't have blessed rune books. So all your rune books can be looted. You have to pay a whole bunch of platinum, which is an in-game currency that you get from either like killing monsters or through holiday events and stuff like that. But it takes a lot of platinum, so you'd have to be here for like probably almost a couple months worth of playtime to get one blessed rune book. Like, it roughly equates to, like, I think we've worked it out, like $1.5 million worth of like in-game currency if you were to just buy it. So it's a lot. Hey computer, turn left light blue.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you do have the option to bless yours on your server, Gucci, but you just don't have. But it is a lot cheaper. Oh, okay. Hey computer, turn right light on. Hey computer, turn right light green. Hey computer, turn right light green. Hey computer, turn right light green.
Okay.
That was way too bright. But on this note, folks, I do apologize. I'm probably gonna have to shut this down. Oh, and I apologize, Gucci. I don't think I thanked you for the follow. I don't think I noticed that you had followed. I'm really sorry for that. But I was just, it's funny because I was literally just about to start going through everyone. That's why I noticed too. Because at the end of all my streams, I like to make sure I go back and thank everyone that followed that way. Oh, you did? Okay. I wanted to make sure because, of course, I want to make sure I give everyone a healing potion to be sent out with too, right? Because I do have to get off here, go hang out with the family for a little bit, let them know I'm actually still alive, kicking and breathing in my stream shed here. But on that note, by all means, everyone, take a healing potion with you for the day. Stay healed up, everyone, right? Take it with you. Sip on it throughout the day. And also, too, for the new viewers, the RGB potion, right? Make sure you take the RGB potion with you, because as I always say, the RGB is to keep the lag goblins away, okay? There's nothing worse than having lag throughout all this, right? So take the healing potion with you, take the RGB potion, and enjoy them. Slowly sip on them throughout the day, right, as you need them. All right, everyone? And, again, on that note too, Little Bo Peach, thank you for the follow. It was super fun talking to you today about all the nostalgia, and I have I do Ultima Online content tomorrow as well, that I have planned. I don't really plan the Wednesday content. Might do some farming. If I've got some guildies on, might do like a higher end level map or something. But we'll figure out something. Maybe we'll do some taming. We'll figure out something to do. I like to keep a lot of it like educational too, for people that might be joining, tips and tricks and stuff like that, in case people might, not know how to do something. I mean, it's a 20-year-old game, but it's funny because there's always things you're still learning about the game. It's one of those types of games. So tips and tricks tomorrow and stuff like that. Tune back in, everyone. I come live roughly around the same time, so that's 7 a.m. EST, generally around till around 10, floating to around 11 if I can stay on. But tune back in, folks. Thank you, Little Bo Peach, for the follow. Thank you, Mr. Pablo Z for the, or Mr. Pablito Z for the follow. I'm horrible with names. I apologize, everyone. Thank you, Dak Attack, for the follow. Thank you, Gucci, for the follow. Guys, it's been so much fun. Hey, computer, turn lights orange. Get us some warm light, right? Get us some warm light in here. I want to feel warm with everyone, right? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. No, I'm trying to get back onto like my normal schedule, Ekers. It's one of those situations where I took the time off. I started like playing later, so I didn't stream early. So now I'm trying to get back into like going to bed, you know, getting a proper night's sleep before I come on early in the morning time. So don't worry, bud. But thank you again, everyone. Nice to meet you, Gucci, as well. It's been so much fun, guys. Always a pleasure streaming. Always a pleasure having all the viewers, and have a great day. And on that note, what I'll do is I always like to raid a follow streamer ending the stream. You know, love passing on the love to everyone here and stuff like that. And so you guys can meet another streamer or something like that too, right? So on that note, we're going to find another streamer here. And we're going to find someone to raid here. All right. Oh, what's going on here?
Interesting. Hell till I reach hell, I ain't scared. Mama checking in my bedroom, I ain't there. I got a head with no screws in it. What can I do? I like to live, but I got nothing to lose.
Okay, you know what?
350. 3,000.
We're gonna drop you off somewhere totally different here, folks. All right. All right. But again, thank you everyone for viewing. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. All the best, and I will either come back today with a random stream, or come back tomorrow with the normal scheduled stream for the morning time. But again, thanks for viewing, everyone. All the best. Stay healed up. Peace out, everyone.
Right. Fucking here we go in a truck again.
It's like deja vu this.
And everyone not on Twitch, have yourselves a lovely day. All the best, everyone. Thank you for viewing. Follow, share, like. Always appreciate it. And all the best, everyone. Stay healed up. Peace.